Let me tell y'all, your girl is full of emotion. So many different feels after watching Daughters. I know some of y'all are expecting Where's the Love is Blind recap, but this is important to me. This is what I talk about. Some of this is what I have lived myself, so I think it's important for me to take time out of my day to really sit with you guys, discuss, analyze, process some of the things in this docuseries because our stories matter, we matter, and I really want to take some time to just talk about this docuseries. Now, for some of y'all, you might be new, okay? You might be subbies already, but make sure you like and you subscribe to this video because this docuseries is important. Watching it was amazing. Now, I felt so many different emotions for the daughters, for the fathers, for the mothers, for everyone involved, because this is a lot of people's stories. A lot of people who sit on my couch, a lot of people who call me, a lot of things that they have faced, I have faced myself. And there are a lot of women out there really trying to heal from father wounds, relationships they had with their father, the lack thereof. And we don't talk enough about how all those things affect us. And we think at times we have a grip, we have a hold on, control over our trauma. We think that things don't affect us as much as we do, but those father wounds, they show up in your life. Me, myself, I'm a person who grew up without a father. Okay, to be transparent and honest, and this is going to be a very honest video, relatable, because I'm sharing my own story, my own journey, because this really related to me as a person, and it just shows you it affects a lot of people you just never know. And so watching this, I'm like, wow, watching the little girls grow up to women, watching the mothers struggle, and watching them at times kind of put their own stuff, the relationship that they had with these men in front of, in some ways, maybe the daughters having a relationship with the fathers. So looking at the beginning and how the juxtaposition, you see the girls living their life, and you also see the men in prison living their life, and how some of them, when they first got to this group, they thought it was going to be a one-time thing. I sign up, I go to this dance, and I go back to my cell, not realizing it was a program, okay? And even after finding out that was a program, a lot of them still stuck around. And it's crazy to think that some of these girls, as we saw, it was the first time seeing their daddies, and some of them it will be the last time. And that's what really hit me, is that, wow, some of these people, the things that they are experiencing, the things that they are living will be the last time. Getting dressed up, being pampered, wearing a dress. On the other side, wearing a suit. Maybe the last time some of these men wore a suit was for court. And maybe the next time they'll wear a suit is for court. Okay? Or unfortunately, when they become ancestors, will be the next time they wear suits. And so looking at all that, it's just so many different things happening that we don't talk about. And to be honest with you guys, you know, my own father is no longer living. So that is something that I have dealt with. And I think I still continue to deal with it, and healing from the things that, because I didn't grow up with a father figure, how it impacted my own relationships, how I showed up in the world. There were times where I feel like I didn't have a sense of myself, my relationships. I at times had walls up with people. I saw how my own trauma affected my relationship with different people, friends, partners, and how, wow, how all of that showed up in this docuseries and let you know that these things can happen to you. You can go through these things and you can come out of it. And I think oftentimes we don't focus on healing, but then what happens when you get to the healing part. And looking at the girls, the youngest one, I think her name is Aubrey, her counting, that to me, like, I felt like she learned how to count so she can count down the days till her father came home. That's what really impacted me, was that I wonder if she learned how to count so she can count the days until he comes back, the years, because she was really focused on her numbers. And you saw how their connection, and how unfortunately the system got in the way of them having a relationship. Decisions her father made, yes, but also how he kept being moved from different prisons to different states. And the one thing connecting them was that phone. The phone was a lifeline. And I kind of got beef with the phone system because I feel like it's capitalism. I think the government, those programs know that families keep in contact with one another through the phone. And a lot of these families are low income. They come from low income neighborhoods. They come from generational lack of finances. And so they're struggling to just make ends meet for themselves, for their kids, but then also trying to come up with money to make these phone calls. And as a child, I remember going to prisons. I had family members who were in prison, and my mom would go visit her siblings in prison and all the things that we went through as children to make those visits. The things we had to dress are not dressed like, colors we couldn't wear, driving all the way out there, get on the bus with a bunch of other families to go out there and spend a day with your loved one, having a meal with your loved one, and the food that they served. I still remember that now that I think about it. And oftentimes at those visits, they were in-person visits, so we were sitting at a table together. But oftentimes that meal was something that, my uncle looked forward to because that was probably gonna be the best meal that he had in a long time. So I remember the prison letters. I remember the phone calls. This is a collect call from, I remember that. And nowadays, I think we just don't talk about just how much of a struggle it is to connect with a parent in prison. And this documentary did a good job of showing all that and how impactful the program is. It said at least 92% of the males who have been involved in this program over 12 years have not returned to prison. That one single dance impacted them so much, and you saw how one of the girls' father, Santana, really got out, and he stayed out. He kept his promise. Now, did they really need any more kids? I don't think so. But it's good to see that their relationship was able to reestablish that father-daughter bond, the little dad jokes he did about Cardi B. And I also loved how they focused on her dance. Now, with the dancing, it kind of made me sad at times because I felt like this is an example of a child really enjoying loving something and that not being tapped into because of finances, because of just low SEO, and how impactful being in a sport, an activity, can really change how you see yourself, develop friendships, confidence, self-esteem. I was like, man, I really hope that she's able to get into some kind of dance to really bring that out in her and give her something to look forward to outside of the relationship status with her mother. And she was a very parentified child. She said that she had to become the daddy. And all the adult responsibilities, her mama kept having kids. I could tell he was in and out very quickly. Kind of like a newborn, a toddler, and then you got her. And then when he got out, she had another baby. I was like, okay, it's good to see y'all family, y'all connecting, but we don't need no more kids now. But I was hoping that they would find a program or something to help her get into dance. But it's good to see that they were able to build a relationship and reconnect. Now, there was another person on there. I can't remember her name. Janae, I think it was. That one reminded me, and correct me if I'm wrong, or let me know in the comments. It kind of felt like there was some disdain for her father from her, but I also felt like some of that anger was in those words, the way she talked came from her mom. And now it was her mom's choice to not have her be involved with her father in prison. I'm not her parent. I don't know if that was the best decision, but it seemed like she did want to have a relationship with her father when she was young. But I think some of that parental stuff can get in the way. Now, when he got out of prison, you got a job, you changing. Now, is that you or is that the overtones of what you have been raised in? A lot of these girls had to grow up very fast. They were very parentified. A lot of their childhood was not going to be the same as someone else's who did not have a father or family member in prison. And it makes me think also about the ACEs score. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the ACEs and how the ACEs childhood adverse assessment, the more things you check off the ACEs, the less likely you'll have a long lifespan. I'll put a little bit about the ACEs over here, but you check off this score thing, and the more you check off, the more health issues you're probably going to have in a shorter lifespan. So having a parent in prison, domestic violence, parents divorced. So oftentimes with my clients, I do this assessment at the beginning. They're shocked at how high their ACEs score is, how many things they have been through and how that's contributed to their health. And you saw how it said that her mom had health issues. We as Black women are more liable to have different health issues from trauma, stress, mental health. And I wonder if that impacted her having so many health issues. But it did seem like her dad was trying. But at that point, she was 13. He had not been in her life for a very long time. So like she said, you gotta build that trust with me. But it also shows you how, because people have been hurt by parents, in this case fathers, that wall comes up. And I don't think that she has that wall just with her father. That wall can affect you having relationships with men. Because the love, the father wound that is there from you not having a relationship with your own father will show up in so many different areas of your life. It will take people to prove themselves to you in order for you to be able to have a relationship with them. You got to prove yourself to me. I'm not just going to let you in. It's that hurt. That hurt that's still right here, that as much as you want to let it go, is right there. And I hope for her she's able to kind of heal from and work through the relationship. I would love to see like some kind of update. Kerry Washington, your people over there, because I know it's your documentary. Can we get more updates? Something to see how their relationship evolved. I want to know what also happened with her mother. Even how her name was RZA. Was her daddy a fan of the Wu-Tang? How she was able to overcome her own mental health issues. We learned and heard how at times she had SI thoughts, depression, anxiety, all of those things affecting her ability to just exist. And I'm glad they brought up mental health, because oftentimes in the Black community, I'm trying so hard to break the stigma. And so we need more talk and discussion about that. I loved how she was able to graduate. You know, unfortunately, her father did get 30 years. And I think it says she has seen him twice since the dance. I can't remember. But their relationship will always be behind a wall. He might get out when he's in his, 60s at that point, and she's an adult woman, but their relationship will be over the phone. It will be very limited. And I recognize how impactful that is, because how do you have a relationship with someone through a wall, through letters, through just telephone calls? It's really difficult. And I'm noticing more and more how prisons are on this, I don't know if it's a kick, a change, what's it really giving, but they're trying to really work on changing the prison system, really making it, oh dang, I got a meeting like in 2 minutes. Really making it about rehabilitation and trying to help people. And I want to see more of that. I want to see more people being helped. I really enjoyed this docuseries, just the different layers, how they showed the fathers getting ready, the daughters getting ready, the juxtaposition. I really liked it. The editing, y'all did a good job. But it just shows you how impactful father-daughter relationships are. We talk about mother wounds, but there are also father wounds. And we have to focus more on healing and working through the wounds that our parents leave us with. I want to know your thoughts on this docuseries. Now, this is just a quick little thing because I'm supposed to be on a Zoom thing in like 1 minute. But I want to know your thoughts. What do you think? Was it impactful? Was it emotional? What did it leave you feeling? Let me know in the comments, because of course we can get into it. But they did a good job. Daughters, heal from your father wounds. Don't let that stuff continue to breathe life in here where nobody can come in and feel your heart. Don't allow it to break your confidence, fill you with depression, anxiety, really work through that. It's never too late to work through those father wounds through therapy, on your own. Work through it. Don't let it work you. I will see you guys in the next video. Yeah, I'm late. But make sure you like, subscribe, help a sister out. Let me know your thoughts. All right.